like I said, everyone has different situations, and some people have more on their plate mentally, some people have more on their plate physically. But I'm one of those things is like, if you're gonna sit there and have a pissing contest with someone about like, I got more going on, that's why I'm not doing it, then that's why those reasons are gonna be the exact reason your downfall exists. And it's like, you may have more reasons, well, that should be a better reason for you to make a change and now have a story, So the guy over there maybe got it silver spooned, or maybe his genetics are different, but you worked for that. There's a story right there. Like every entrepreneur has a story. And everyone just walks into a business, especially when you don't come from a family run business, you started on your own. That's a money losing pit for a while. And it's like, people don't understand, like, you got to take those punches, you got to take those shots and just move with it and continue to find a way to grow around it. And that's what's going to make you become a stronger mind, a stronger business person with everything at the end, I feel like.
It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you can get hit.
Okay.
And keep fighting. Rocky.
I like it.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Robert Patton Global Podcast. I'm here with the welterweight Fury FC champion of the world, Bassil Hafez.
Yeah, you said it right. All right, let's go.
Hey, let's go. See?
You're the first person that pronounced my name the correct way on your own. Full name. Some people butcher the last name, at least.
Yeah, I guessed, and I guessed right. So there you go.
I love these little fidget spinners you got here. The pyramid one. Of course, I'm going to love that one.
Yeah, we're into some of the ancient symbology, like the geometry of the ancients, like the circular patterns. I don't know if you've heard of the Flower of Life.
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, I haven't heard of the Flower of Life. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a circular, it's like a bunch of circles, concentric circles that creates a pattern it's just a beautiful pattern, and it's called sacred geometry.
Okay.
And it was found on the pyramids, kind of like ancient Egyptian.
So it ties into the pyramids in terms of like how they're built or how they're created? Or
yeah, just like... more mystery, okay. I think, ultimately.
I gotta look into that. I gotta watch something on that.
Yeah.
Learn a little more.
Now I have to show you. Damn it.
Oh, you got some SHEATH clothing with it on it. Okay, I respect that.
So here's an idea of it. See these circles on the front there?
I've seen this before, actually. I just didn't realize what it was. Okay,
yeah.
That's what it is. It's called the Flower of Life.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of variations.
I like that you got the Egyptian eye on there, too.
That's right. Yeah. I designed that one. That one was me. And I think that might have something to do with why we've been so successful, because we have some sacred ancient art embedded, and it's magical.
I think that could be one of the reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard work has one to do with it, right?
Just sticking with it. It's been 10 years now since we've been in business, which that's a kind of a milestone. But you've been fighting for longer than 10 years. I think professionally maybe 8, but maybe not. You tell me.
So I've never actually, I've got to sit and think. I made my pro debut in 2016, so 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. And was an amateur before that. But hey, man, 10 years in business is still a good thing. It's still a really good thing. And that's just the beginning of it.
Yeah. And there's
the beginning of my career. Well, actually, my career might die off eventually. I can't be in fighting for 30 years.
What are you going to do after fighting?
Oh, I actually had that epiphany recently. I think some people maybe realize younger what they want to do in life, or what they want to do when they retire. I kind of just had the epiphany, I think, a year ago, and my goal is to be able to build a name with my fighting as much as I can. Believe very highly in my jiu-jitsu and my quality of my teaching, and I want to open a jiu-jitsu gym on the islands. I'm not sure where, but somewhere on the islands have jiu-jitsu retreats.
What islands?
That's the thing. I haven't really gone around and look. I want to travel. Yeah, I'm thinking between maybe somewhere that has a lot of naturally athletic people as a cheat code a little bit, so make some world champions. Cuba's an idea, but I didn't tell you I'm Egyptian. That's probably why I like the Egyptian thing so much.
Say something.
Check. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
Just double checking, making sure everything.
How about now?
Yeah, I was making sure the line was going up.
All right, cool.
Because I would hate to be missing this. I've had that happen.
I myself too. I sometimes I fuck it up with moving away too much from the mic. But I think I never told you I'm Egyptian.
No.
So I'm going to show you this, my tattoo that you've never probably haven't seen in detail in person. I got the Sphinx in the back.
Yeah,
whole thing. King Tut in the front, Anubis right here. Yeah.
Who is the the dude that wrote the Emerald Tablets. The Emerald Tablets. His name is Thoth, Thoth. He's in a lot of this shit and a lot of the.
Is he like a philosopher?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All
He
right.
was the teacher.
Oh, I've seen quotes from him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know much about him, but I've seen quotes before from him. Like, you just see quotes and memes and things like that.
Yeah. Look into the Emerald Tablet.
I'm probably gonna have a list of things that I need you to send to me, like to look up when I leave here.
Yeah. He wrote it basically like how to live life. It was like an original Bible type shit.
Okay. Like early religion, basically.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
we're talking like before the like pyramids are even built. You're thinking?
Yeah.
Wow.
In that
Okay.
time frame.
Like even before Israelites.
I guess so, because
you know about Israelites.
Well, they were the slaves of the Egyptians, or what? You tell me.
So okay, I don't want to misspeak, but Israelites are like the original people. I think I'm not going to speak into more of their culture. I should have done more research before I start talking about it, but I know that they're like the original. They're considered like before all like Catholicism and Christianity and all the religions, even before Islam. And Islam is like, I think Islam is considered one of the oldest ones, as well as Judaism. So it's like before all that, apparently. So it's something that I definitely, I need to do more research.
I feel like it's the Jewish religion. I tie that in with Israel and the Israelites. So I think
Israelites were black too, actually.
The black
Yes.
Hebrew Israelites.
There you go, man. The original people.
Yeah, the major cities. They see them yelling at people about, we're the original Jews, motherfucker.
There's always going to be someone protesting something, right?
I did my ancestry and found out that I'm like 1% black,
okay,
and 1% Jewish.
Like Mike Perry, but he's got 2%. He's doubled you.
Oh, so that's
it's a whole joke.
authentic.
He's got 2% black in him, but I mean, yeah, it's just a joke, I would say.
I know, but he used that so he could say the N-word and all that, which he's cool. We almost sponsored him recently for that BKFC fight.
Oh, nice. Yeah, in Denver.
Yeah, and I didn't go to it. He did do well.
I sparred with Rockwool going into that a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. He came to Elevation. I was just thinking I was in a spar normal that day, and then, I come in and Cody Donovan's like, hey, you want to box Rockwool? I'm like, hell yeah, what?
Yeah.
So I just threw all. He had a pair of nice winning gloves that I was trying to keep at the end of practice. He caught me, but he threw them on me, and we just did a couple boxing rounds. It was pretty good. It was like cool to flow and hold my own with one of the great UFC fighters of all time.
I know. Yeah, he is one of the. He was a champion, before Bisping took.
And I mean, aside from that, his striking I think is really good.
Yeah.
Even MMA is a full skill game of everything, not just how you are at one martial art. And so it's like, but his striking was good, man. And he just boxed me, so I know he's good at kicks and different things. So I didn't get to really get the full arsenal.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's the opportunities you get when you're at this level and growing and just kind of in the mix of it all.
100%.
Yeah,
I'm fortunate to be able to cross train, like help out Justin Gaethje as much as I can. Getting ready to get the BMF title. He's gonna win that shit.
Oh.
And just even being at Elevation Fight Team and having guys like when Kamaru was training here a little bit more, and then guys would come through like Sean Strickland as well from different gyms, and just a lot of even like Stamp Fairtex coming through. It's just cool seeing guys like that in the room at sparring, and it's like I've been watching these people on TV, and it's humbling. But it's also like you try not to fan a little bit, like, because I'm a fan of fighting. I love it. I've been watching it since I was a kid and been fighting for 13 years, really, or training for 13 years. So it's like, it's cool to see them and spar with them and get rounds with them. It's like picking their brain a little bit with certain things. Yeah,
it's a little surreal too. When I went in, what was the gym I went to? High
altitude martial arts is where mainly where Elevation Fight Team does their training out of now.
Okay.
And it's run by Christian Allen and Cody Donovan.
Cody Donovan sounds familiar.
He fought in the UFC as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I was there to see Corey Sandhagen, and then Gaethje was there, and the black dude Clyde. It's not Clyde. It's the Razor. No, Razor Blades.
Curtis. Yeah.
Curtis Blades.
Clyde. That sounds a lot like the Glide.
Yeah, and it was
that's
like
what I thought of.
Blade. I was like, I knew it, man.
Curtis Blades. Man. Badass heavyweight. Yeah, there's some. Man, I'm definitely fortunate to be able to spar in that room because we have a lot of welterweights, but in general, like just the quality, like you said, of top caliber fighters, UFC top caliber fighters that are just in there daily. You get to just pick their brains and see how they train, and it's humbling. It's fun. It's awesome.
How far do you live from that gym?
I'm not far. Okay. I'm in like West Denver area, It's like, I guess I live in what most people have told me is like the hood of Denver, and like I'm from Philadelphia. It's like, no, that's not the hood. Yeah, it's nice. It's
nice
chill. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I love it. I would buy a house there if I could.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice. I mean, state overall. I think. Colorado with the laws and stuff. I moved here
Yeah, for sure.
because in Texas, weed is illegal, and I had already been arrested. I've been arrested
get outta
like
here.
10 times.
It's crazy illegal in Texas. They'd rather catch you with a bazooka than a joint.
Yeah, I know. It's absurd, and they'll take you to jail. I was with my daughter one time, and they like took her into custody, and then took me, and my mom had to drive from
Over
5 hours.
weed.
Yeah,
That's so crazy.
and it happened 4 times. That's
4
how
times?
dumb I am, though. Not with the daughter situation, thank
okay.
God. And a lot of the times I would be traveling from San Antonio to here and back and forth, and they get you in the Panhandle.
So you would drive back and forth, mainly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Because they want to catch people that are leaving the state, not the people who as much living there, I would say, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's still kind of messed up, man. It should be nationally
it's a cash
legalized.
grab, those motherfuckers.
It's
But
such a but it doesn't make sense. It's not a proper cash grab, because if they made it fully legalized, like all the states that have, the amount of tax money that comes
Yeah.
in, less crime. There's going to be obviously weed-related deaths, but they're very minimal in terms of, because most people don't. I would say even people that smoke avidly don't have an issue driving. I know you shouldn't. I'm not recommended that.
right. No, I know.
but
but we all smoke and drive, and after the first few months or whatever, it's like you lock in.
I mean, especially if you're doing it, for a
Yeah.
long time. It's just
Yeah.
it's easy. But regardless, I feel like it's such a different effect than alcohol, and also the effect it has to like your long-term health. It's so much different. It's one of those things I think like a pharmaceutical lobbying happened early in American history, and that's where all the reefer madness came out, and it's like, oh, this shit's horrible. And I thought that growing up too. My parents are very immigrant style. They're, I was first generation born in America, so they didn't understand it at all. They were scared of it, and they put that fear in me. And so, first time hit my friend's pipe in high school, and I'm like, yo, this is awesome. I just eat a lot of food.
Yeah, it is fun. It's a fun, and then some people can become a problem, and it's abused. I'm trying to get more into like a microdosing level on weed, which
How would that? I don't even know how that would.
just take a little. It's all mental.
But then you still get high though.
a little. I don't necessarily get high. I just get like a sense of well-being, I guess. You would say.
So it's like, I think I've seen that with like CBD. There's like certain CBD treats you can have that are like the levels are right, and it'll get you almost like a CBD type of high. I don't know if that's real, but I feel like I felt that when I've had strong CBD gummies.
Well, I have this pen. Yeah, exactly. Like with the CBDs, but I have a pen, and it's like super strong weed.
Yeah.
Like oil or whatever, and you can take a huge hit and blow out this huge cloud. Or you just take a little baby hit. As long as I'm blowing out smoke.
The baby hit ends up being a cult baby hit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like hard to microdose with that, because it's like
You want to feel it.
I always end up getting high. There's really I'm either high or I'm not, and it's like with mushrooms you can microdose, right? Like you can do and it's actually been proven to help with depression, and a lot of people would have PTSD and so many good things, as well as I didn't know till recently that you served as well. Thank you for your service, my man.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. It's fun.
So but like it's helped a lot of veterans as well, and it's something like as well. I think this should be controlled substance, but it should be legalized nationally. And there's nothing wrong with microdosing it. But weed, it's hard for me to microdose weed. I'll be honest.
I'm just toying with it.
I don't think I ever have. To me, that's called running out of weed.
Well, the problem is, like you said, I get too high in the morning.
Yeah.
Like if I smoke, I try to keep it after 10 a.m. Let's say, like that's about the earliest I would want to smoke, even though it used to be earlier when it's like wake up and smoke. But I'm 45. I'm just being a little bit more responsible. I'm trying to run this multinational, multi-million-dollar underwear brand.
You're doing a good job. So baby steps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always making progress.
Yeah.
Just little baby incremental improvements.
I need to wait later now. You're making me feel like I need to work on myself with it.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Do you meditate at all?
So I just started recently getting into like meditation more, and like understanding what really meditation is. I feel like I never understood it growing up, because some people would explain it, and I'm like, I don't get how you feel that. I don't feel that.
I get deep into this like warm.
Describe it as best as you can.
Okay, so it's like a warm nectar bath of rejuvenation.
That sounds crazy. I want to feel
it's
that.
really it's so nice. It really replaces quite a few of my smoke sessions, because you probably have like 3 to 5 different smoke sessions throughout the day.
Yeah, at least
Approximately. Yeah, and it replaces my morning one because I meditate first thing in the morning.
As soon as you wake up.
Right when I wake up.
You don't go to the bathroom first?
I go to the bathroom first.
Yeah,
because you don't
got
wanna,
to do that. Yeah,
you don't want to have to go to the bathroom.
I feel like it's the first thing everyone does. They have to go there.
Yeah, and I check my phone while I'm going to the bathroom. And
So I've heard of that being a thing that people should avoid, like first thing in the morning. It's like I've been actually trying to do that, like not take my phone to the bathroom with me when I go first thing. I mean, I'd say I fail most times and not.
What are you gonna do then?
Just stare at my dog in the face. I don't know. He comes over and hangs out, so I just look at him.
Yeah,
but it's like a huge thing. It's like tough to break that because I feel like I'm a big fan of like trying to break crutches. I would say like I do water fast as well, like where it's strictly just water and no food.
Okay.
Sorry, water only fast. I should say.
Yeah.
So for like I think the most I did was 96 hours straight. So it's like things like that test your body, that break your comfort zone, and you break the comfortable habits that you normally have to be able to like make sure you pinch yourself, you're still alive, kind of thing.
I fasted on Monday.
Did you really?
For the 24 hours. So it was a 24
Even
hour.
a 24-hour fast is great.
What I do though, it helps with fasting, is I'll take a little bit of salt, just enough to taste it.
Well, it doesn't break your fast. I don't know that.
I don't know. I if it does, then so be it. But
so it's based off of so there's different kinds of purposes with fast, right? There's there's fast to help your gut biome. There's fast to just help your body like heal from there's fast for your mental. There's fast for injuries. You can use fasting, I think, to help fight cancer at certain points.
I could see that.
So it really depends on what you're doing, but like I don't think salt, I don't know if it depends on the amount of salt, because it's like you can't metabolize anything. That's what it is, right? And so if you're doing it for gut health, and you can't have coffee or espresso or tea during it, because then it breaks the purpose of doing it for gut health, because you want it to be nothing but water. But if you're doing it not for gut health, then you can have
black coffee
with nothing else in it,
or green tea or something.
And even salt, see, I don't know how it works with salt. I think enough it was metabolizing. I could be wrong.
It's just a little trick that helps you get over like being hungry. It's just, and I'm talking like 4 little grains or 5 little
small,
grains.
it's just a little,
just to taste it, and then it's like, okay, it holds you over, and it's a weird tool that I use.
So you'll dab it, put it in your tongue, like let it absorb in your tongue, and that's it. Not like mix it with your water.
No,
that's a good idea. I might try that. I'm going to look into it actually first.
Yeah, look into it first, because you don't want to mess anything up if you're doing it right. But I've done 72-hour fasts, but I also just smoke weed. I do drink coffee, and I was doing like spirulina, which is a vitamin. It's like a green.
I heard of that. Yeah.
It's kind of like AG1, which everyone's on the AG1.
What's AG1?
Athletic Greens.
Oh, okay. I know about them a little bit. I don't really mess with them as much. I used to do more like powderized things, but I feel like as of lately, I've been trying to get it more with like through like actual fruits and vegetables and like real food, whole foods. It's tougher, and it's like time consuming and schedule. But I think I posted on my story. I kind of like keep it interactive with people that follow me to like, this is what I do. But I do it every single day. I've been doing it for honestly like 9 years now, maybe more. I've been doing this exact same. I do a smoothie every morning. It used to be mainly veggies and a little bit of fruit. Now it's like mainly all fruit. The only veggies are like cucumber, which is kind of considered a fruit, right? And sprouts, like broccoli sprouts, things like that. And then I do like a little chunk of turmeric and ginger in there. I do it every day.
Nice.
And it's a bunch of fruit: cantaloupe, pineapple.
You blend it or do you juice it?
I blend it. Okay. Yeah, I want the pulp.
Yeah, you gotta have the pulp.
You gotta have the pulp, man. Yeah. Juicing, people that juice every day, I'm like, you're kind of like not negating it fully, but you're negating a big health part of that. Like that pulp is good for you.
You're getting a lot of the sugar only. And because I used to I had a juicer about the juice man when the guy was on the infomercials.
Oh, the one back when we were like, it was a big thing, is like, juice, it's the best way to go.
Yeah, and I remember I got a bag of carrots, and I juiced the carrots, and I drank it, and I was like high off carrots, and I loved it. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking do this every day.
My nails are great. My eyes feel great.
I could see, I can clear. I got energy, but then I was like shitting carrots juice.
It's like orange poop.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, I better stop this.
See, actually, I feel like carrots you can juice, right? I think the fiber of carrots isn't that cute, just like a lot of the other stuff, I would say. Because I did juice carrots for a little bit. Now I kind of will throw them I'll mix them in with the smoothie. I'll blend them up because it's really not the whole full serving of carrots, which will make it super chunky. But I think carrots are meant to be juiced.
Okay.
You still get the benefits of them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't done it in a while, but like when you said you are like being kind of interactive online, it made me think of your watch parties.
Yeah.
So you're doing a watch party this weekend?
I've been doing them for twice a month now, and this weekend I'm doing it, yeah.
The pay-per-view,
Yes,
Amanda
sir.
Nunes, and I don't even know what the lady's name that she's fighting.
Irene Aldana.
Okay.
Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. There's a lot of good fights in that card, too. We have a teammate for pound, Miranda Maverick. She's fighting. That co-main event as well, Beneil Dariush and Charles Oliveira. I'm excited to see that one.
Yeah, I love Charles, and but I liked him as champion. He was really fun for me. He's just like dressed cool, and he's from the barrio of Brazil. I don't think that's the right word.
I forget. Is he from Brasilia, Brazil?
Yeah, I think so.
Or no? I don't know what part of Brazil he's from. But yeah, he's exciting. I mean, guys that can strike and that can grapple, they're always going to be exciting, especially if they know have some swagger to them. And he's been in the UFC forever.
Yeah,
I think Beneil takes it to him though. This fight, I'm
Beneil's
going with Beneil.
tough.
Yeah. Beneil, I think, is like well overdue for that title shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
he's
he's been on the cusp for a little bit.
He looks like a me or something, and then he goes in there and he's such a badass.
He's like somebody's dad, or just like just chilling. You see this guy at the gas station, just hanging out, and you're like, oh, this guy pulls the heck out.
Yeah,
yeah. He's got that laid back demeanor. Mm-hmm. I like that. He's because that levels of experience, man. He's been doing it for a long time. And, he just carries himself well. I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, either guy that wins, I'll be a fan of, honestly. I think Charles Oliveira is great. I think Beneil Dariush is great. Can't hate on anybody that's a jiu-jitsu black belt,
And like you.
Like me, exactly.
Where did you get that from? Like, who were you training under or whatever?
So I came up under Ricardo Miglioris at Balance Studios in Philadelphia, and I started training with them. Ricardo and Phil Miglioris over there, and been training there for up until I came here to Colorado, which was about 2 years ago. I got my black belt about 4 years ago, I think. So my first degree a year and a half ago. But so I came up under them. Ricardo Miglioris is known as the Animal. His nickname. He's a big, strong gorilla. He's like 6'5", 6'4", just 225 pounds, but crazy athletic. And I trained with him my whole upbringing, man. I think that's what made me such a good black belt, which I feel like I am, and super aggressive, and training with guys like that at Balance Studios, all the guys we did that have come through and really helped me become a good grappler. And then when I came here, I feel like I made a huge transition into my striking. I had very good striking in Philadelphia as well under he's in a Ajarn, Andy Russell, an Ajarn under Sakasem. Punisher, and I came up under him as well, but we didn't have that big of a fight team, which made it hard. I made it hard to stay in Philadelphia and keep my coaches that I grew up with. So coming here was more like I got to make sure I get the fight team. I'm trying to find, and I ended up hitting it off, finding a great striking coach here with Justin Houghton at Pound for Pound, and working with Steve Fordinsky at Catharo. I also go over across training with guys at Easton, with Elliot Marshall, and the guys over at High Altitude Elevation Fight Team. So it's just a good mix here that I came from Philadelphia too. So I definitely miss my coaches. I miss the guys that I got my black belt from, miss the Animal and my striking coach, but I like it here in Colorado a lot, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you at some point you
kind of blabbered there a little bit.
No, you kind of but you just have to level up, and maybe sometimes you only get so far with a certain team, and they get you to that point, but you gotta take a step to get to the next level. And the guys you're training with are just like the who's who in the UFC at this point. How did you even get started though?
I got started in MMA, man. That's a story. So I used to get in a lot of street fights growing up, and always getting in trouble. And as I got older, I kind of never really thought about what I would do as an adult and what I would do growing up. I just kept on getting in fights. So people see my tattoo on my chest and my tattoo on my rib. I actually lost both my parents to cancer. I lost my mother to breast cancer and my father to lung cancer.
Wow.
My mother when I was 18 and my father when I was almost 21. I was 20 at the time, I think. And it was tough, man. It was super tough to deal with. I was getting a lot of trouble progressively as our mom got more sick. And she was able to live to see me graduate high school. I graduated that year, and 2 months later, 2010, she passed away. And it was it was tough to deal with, man. She was a fighter. She had cancer my whole life.
Fuck.
That's something to dive into. But she was stage 4 when I was a kid. She beat it. She had a double mastectomy. She had a single mastectomy, then she had a double mastectomy. And she was cancer-free in remission for 2 years, about 2 years. And it came back, and it came.
Why? What was just a
I don't know, man.
lifestyle or?
This like ties into a whole lot of like kind of what made me who I am, my
Okay.
belief system. But it's like she never, nah, man. She was a great. I think she's my role model growing up. She was my best friend in the house. She's what I aspire like any woman in my life should be like. She donated to charity, worked 12-hour shifts at the pizza shop we had growing up. Like supported our family. Like was my dad's backbone for real. Like she did a lot for our family, and like she was super healthy. Never ate food at the pizza shop. Never ate fried food. Always ate Middle Eastern cooking. Would bring food to the pizza shop, like so she wouldn't eat unhealthy. I don't know what it was, man, because it runs in my family. I've lost uncles and aunts. Same thing. I like currently recently had passed away as well to breast cancer or different kinds of cancer. It runs in my family heavy. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Sucks.
my
It sucks,
grandfather died of cancer. So
I'm sorry, man.
but he was smoking the cigars like all the time. I remember driving with him to our ranch, and he would be just like not chain smoking, but he always had a cigar. And back in the day, they would smoke in the car with you, and it was just like,
oh, bro, that was the. I know. I should preface it. My dad had lung cancer from smoking. That's where he got it from. He smoked his whole life. He brought it on himself in a way. It sucks to say, but like, because he beat it. Because both my parents had beaten cancer. My mom, it came back, and she had no control over it, right? And then when it came back, it traveled throughout her whole body, right? My dad, he beat lung cancer, had the piece removed from his lung. And then he's smoking a cigarette in the hospital room. My dad was the epitome of I don't give a F what you want. I'm doing what I want to do. That's it. I don't care. He doesn't care what it does, where the rules are. If he wants to do something, he's doing it.
That reminds me of a situation that I was in when I was in the hospital. I had got hit by my own car. I was delivering pizza.
Oh shit!
It was the last pizza I ever delivered. I get to the guy's house.
I remember those days. I used to deliver pizza too.
I'm like smoking a blunt as I'm pulling into his house. I put it out in the ashtray. I get out of the car with the pizza. I'm walking to the house, and then I hear my engine rev somehow. My car starts rolling towards their house.
Stop.
So I must have left it in drive, but somehow was able to get out of the car, walk around.
Bro, you were that stoned. I've done that. Or you get out and you're like, oh shit, I didn't put it in park.
Yeah. So I run back to try to hop in the driver's seat and stop it, but I couldn't make it to the driver's seat. So I was trying to Superman it.
Oh no, you didn't.
And
you thought you could stop a 2-ton car. You're like, fuck it. That's what's weird is that's a high thought you get as well for some reason. You're like, I'm gonna stop this fucking moving car. It's 2 tons or 1 ton, whatever how much a car weighs. I'm gonna stop it with my body weight.
Yeah. And
oh man,
I got pinned in between the car. I got hit by the car, broke my femur, so I'm in the hospital.
Oh, this hit you bad.
Yeah.
It ran you over.
It was like it snapped my femur bone.
Bro,
so
this is like a ridiculousness. It should be on ridiculousness right here, this story.
It is a good one. It's one of my go-to stories.
That's pretty good, actually. Well, I mean, not good. I mean, it sucks that it happened, but it's pretty funny.
It is kind of funny.
I can't lie.
I got hit by my own car, and I broke my leg. But I'm in the hospital room, and I have my buddy bring me a blunt, not a blunt, like a roach to a joint,
nice.
And I smoked
You
the
can't
joint
get away with that
in the hospital.
How long ago is this?
I was 19, 20, so it was like 25 years ago. I did not get away with it per se.
Well, you could actually then. I feel like that was a different time a little bit. Things changed fast. Over the past 25 years, I think exactly is what things changed. Cameras became relevant more, and
cameras
became a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I get it.
But like your dad, I was like, I'm gonna smoke this joint in the fucking hospital, and then they didn't let me have any visitors after that.
I don't know how. I forget. I was young. My dad just he said, watch the door. He just lit up a cigarette, laying in the bed. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that's so crazy. That's a funny story though. But yeah, man. So I get it. Like hard-headedness. It runs in my blood too. But he was like that. He would smoke, and he brought it on himself. But man, he was like the Marlboro guy. He had. I don't know if you remember, like, where they used to, if you bought enough cartons and you kept enough carton tags.
You get like a jacket.
You get a jacket. You get a hat.
Yeah.
Bro, fanny pack. My dad had the whole thing. I got pictures legit with him wearing a Marlboro trucker hat and rocking the Marlboro fanny pack, holding me and my brother. Just like, he thinks he's boss, just wearing it.
And you got they send you a catalog, and you're like, you can choose from all of our branded material.
Oh, man, I remember that. It was burning my brain as a kid. I'm like, dude, he was a Marlboro guy. He had
Yeah.
all this, he had every kind of, like, I think he got everything they had in the magazine, the jacket, the hat, the shirts, the shoes, the everything, he had everything.
Yeah, I remember looking at it thinking, I want that, that looks cool. My dad smoked Marlboros too, and
Yeah, you get it. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, but yeah, so he smoked his whole life, and yeah, I don't know. My dad, he brought it on himself in a way, and my mom didn't. It's kind of just cancer is how the thing, man. It's how it is. Like, you can't, like, I know so many people that just maybe are super healthy that don't get sick, and then people that are healthy that do get sick. Same thing, vice versa. Guys that have been smoking their whole lives, eating fast food every day, never have any health problems. You're just lucky.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a whole thing, right? Like, there's like a genetic makeup you could have where you're more immune to like certain kind of health problems. That's a thing, I think.
like some kind of durability thing.
It like ties into your DNA, I think.
Yeah.
Like, same way there's like different body compositions, right? So I think there's like, cause you see people all the time, like, they eat fast food every day, smoke every day, and they're still skinny. They don't have no gut, nothing. You're like, how? They're maybe not in shape. They can't do a workout, but they're still like not overweight. You're like, I don't get it.
Right.
I eat a cheeseburger, I gain 5 pounds.
My daughter is reading this book about, like fat acceptance, and we have an overweight culture, and you want to have a body positivity. You don't want to fat shame people, and she's telling me how. And I'm not like in line with this because. I'm like,
So what are your thoughts on that?
but what if you were in a country where you couldn't have access to like food all day every day? Would you still be overweight? No, you wouldn't. We have too much access to unhealthy food, and it's very tempting. We have commercials and billboards, and you can say that they're just fat because it's in their DNA, and maybe they're more prone to being overweight based on their DNA, but if they were naked and afraid and couldn't eat or fasted
True, yeah.
a few times a year even.
So I think that ties, like, the same concept ties in, like, where I'm saying someone's body makeup, because I mean, if you look at American diet, it's very high in processed foods and corn oils and soybean oils and things that are just like not meant to be eaten. It's crazy. It's like the level of obesity in America ironically was skyrocketing and shooting up around the same time we started switching over to those kind of processed foods and oils and things like that. So to me, it's like, yeah, I mean, same thing kind of applies. Like, some people can eat fast food every day and then they never really notice the effects, and so they're just getting by fine. There's people that could eat, like I said, barely a cheeseburger and they gain every bit away from that, and they're just naturally, like, their metabolism is slower and they could gain weight from not even eating fast food. Yeah, I think that's just body makeup. And then at that point you have to, like, everyone's born with their situation, and so, like, you can't blame your situation and let your situation dictate what you're going to be in life. Otherwise it wouldn't be any successful athletes and entrepreneurs and people that started businesses from out of nothing, and people that they're broke stories that became into rich stories. It's like, all that is you changing your situation, whether it's you are naturally more prone to being overweight, you're more naturally prone to having bad cardio, whatever you're naturally prone to. Okay, that's your handicap, but now you have to work around that. You can't just let that dictate you. And I think a lot of people let that dictate them, So,
yeah, and they're like a victim and just of my circumstance. You got to work around it.
Yes.
We all have our obstacles. We all have our paths. I was just talking about how a lot of the guys that got out of the Army, when I got out of the Army, love you guys, they're just kind of living paycheck to paycheck. They're just you living off maybe the retirement from the military and stuff, where I took that opportunity and built a business, and I've made progress over the last decade, where they made less progress, but they're still good, and they're with their families and they're happy. And I mean, ultimately, as long as you're fucking happy, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, true.
I think
if you're happy shoveling dirt, you're happy working security, you're happy making pizza, whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's
you're
thing.
fulfilled.
But I agree. Look, that's the difference. Is not everyone's going to be that way. So it leaves room for people like you and me to, cream of the crop rises. We're going to get to the top and we're going to succeed in whatever way we can, because especially there's not as many go-getters out there. And I think, look, like I said, everyone has different situations, and some people have more on their plate mentally. Some people have more on their plate physically. But I'm one of those things is like, you're not going to, if you're gonna sit there and have a pissing contest with someone about like I got more going on, that's why I'm not doing it, then that's why those reasons are gonna be the exact reason your downfall exists. And it's like you may have more reasons, well that should be a better reason for you to make a change and now have a story, you know. So the guy over there maybe got it silver spooned, or maybe his genetics are different, but you know, you worked for that. There's a story right there. Like every entrepreneur has a story. You didn't just, and everyone just walks into a business, especially when you know, you don't come from a family run business, you started on your own. That's a money losing pit for a while. And it's like, people don't understand, like you got to take those punches, you got to take those shots and just move with it and continue to find a way to grow around it. And that's what's going to make you become a stronger mind, a stronger business person with everything at the end, I feel like, you know.
It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you can get hit.
Okay.
And keep fighting. Rocky.
I like it. Yeah, I'm a Philly guy. I love Rocky too.
Yeah,
I love the older Rockies too. Yeah, Rocky 1 through 5.
I want to rewatch all of them. 'Cause I remember when I was getting ready to deploy, I was going to some training at some base like Fort Campbell, and we're in the barracks, and we had access to different movies, and I was watching Rocky and just fucking
that's a great one to have access to.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's very motivational.
For sure. It motivates me anytime I watch it, honestly. I could catch it on TV and I'm finishing this. Yeah, I gotta watch the rest of this.
Yeah.
If you ever want to watch it again, I got the DVD box set.
Oh,
from when my brother got it when we were kids, and I jacked it from him. I never told him, so I got it with me.
What is he doing?
So my brother actually he lives in Westchester, PA, right outside of Philadelphia, and man, he's a badass, I would say, just chef, because he makes amazing food, whether it's pizza, cheesesteaks, all that. He actually had Dave Portnoy come out and rate his spot, gave him an 8.1, which I think was modest. I think he should be higher.
He shits on everyone though.
He does shit on some spots that I'm like, and he gives some spots that are not that good, higher scores, that I'm like, I don't get that. Like, I'm not gonna start shitting on pizza spots because
I don't get what's so great about David Portnoy, but he's definitely made a big name for himself. Barstool Sports, he's an entrepreneur, but like he like I don't know, he like shits on everyone.
So I actually met somebody that's from the same area he's from, and they said that like there's a spot back home that he gives the highest score to, but then he kind of bases all his other scores kind of off that. And then the guy that I talked to said that the spot he's basing the score off that he loves, and the best spot, is not that good. He's like, it's not that good. He just likes a certain style of pizza. I'm like, okay, like everyone has their style. Like you're gonna say this girl's prettier than that girl just because you like this, you know? It's like, you like chocolate, I like vanilla, he likes strawberry. But nah, my brother's pizza's better than 8.1. Get out of here. I'll meet you there, Dave, and we'll have cook some pizzas, some cheesesteaks, and make the whole menu for you right there. And we'll give some proper scores. But yeah, my brother has a pizza shop, Westchester Cafe, out in Westchester, PA.
So
makes some of the best food out there.
He's doing his thing.
If you're ever out there, let me know. Yeah, I'll get you set up.
Okay. But you never really said how you got into. I mean, your parents.
Oh, I think Sorry, I kind of got sidetracked, right?
But like, because you could have used that as an excuse to be like, oh, I'm a victim and I'm not going to do anything and whatever, cry me a river. But you have just maybe used it as motivation. But tell me. Yeah,
man, I use it as fuel. Like I use it as fuel every day. Honestly, like it's a mix of like, I do it for them, and as corny as it sounds, I do it to prove. So when I say I do it for them, I do it to prove, like, I fight and I'm trying to be in the UFC, I'm trying to be successful with that, to prove like I became something to my parents. Because I was growing up, I was always getting in trouble. It's a fact. I got kicked out of literally every school I went to, from pre-K. I got kicked out of pre-K, kindergarten, elementary, middle, and high. Every school I got kicked out of. So I always was getting in trouble. And to me, it was like, I didn't ever think I'd be something, to be honest. I thought I was going to just maybe be a homeless, I don't know, or just random dude working at
janitor.
So honestly, just not that it's like I had higher aspirations, and I never wanted to just be an average Joe doing an average Joe job and just live an average life. You know, I wanted to do something extraordinary that I can help make a difference, or I can make a change, and I can live a better life for the family I do have one day. So to me, it's like, you know, when mom got sick and she was starting to get real sick and was passing away, I was getting in more and more trouble, and I was getting in more fights. And I remember she passed away in August, and I got she got passed away in July. I got in a fight in August, first week August, so 1 month from when she passed away. Got in trouble, got arrested, got in some serious legal trouble, which kept me from, I think, making the decision to go to college. Because I was like, I already didn't do well in school. I already didn't test well. Now I got this on my record, and it's like, that's going to keep me so far back from, I want to be a successful person if I go to college. I want to go get a good job, get high paying, all that. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a break. Let me take a step back and think about what do I want to do. I always wanted to be a pro athlete. My cousins were training in jiu-jitsu at the time at Balance Studios. They were blue belts under Ricardo Famiglia, and so they were like, "Yo, you got knockout power," because the guy got in a fight with Street Fight. I knocked him out pretty bad. He had a fractured orbital and a fractured skull. It was like a huge thing. That's why I got in trouble. With my fist. I hit him twice.
Whoa.
Oh no, sorry, I hit him once. No, I hit him twice, but it was self-defense. I just didn't have a good attorney, and I didn't have it's the way the American system is.
Defender. I was arrested so many times, and I did time, and in my last stint where I actually did time, I was like, the best I'm gonna be able to be is a janitor. That's what because I was. My job was to clean the bathrooms and the toilets and the showers and all that that was my
in lockup. Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because it was in a detention center, so it was like a big bay like this and a bunch of bunks. But it was in Middle Georgia, Bullitt County, half black, half white.
How'd you end up there?
I also lived there. I did Cali.
So you moved around for a bit.
Yeah, I'm
Texas,
all over.
Oh, that's
Virginia,
pretty cool.
here,
and it's like all different, like east, southern, south, west. It's pretty cool.
I'm diverse as far as experiences, but I just remember thinking like that's about the highest I'm gonna amount to because I'm a fuck up. I kept fucking up.
You do get down on your stuff like that, man. It's like it's true with anyone. You get enough times you fuck up, and
yeah, it's like what the fuck is wrong with me? Of course, yeah, and we all have different paths and stuff. But speaking of which, and we're gonna have to wrap it up relatively soon.
We're going over time, man. We talked about a couple of things. Are
you watching the new Tough?
I am, because you know why? Only reason is I missed a lot of Toughs where I was like, I'm not watching. Yeah. I watched the early ones, like you watched the early ones. Then it was like that middle range where you kind of like tune out. And I'm like, how often is Tough going to be on? Connor's on there. I was like, it's fun to watch.
It is fun.
I'm like, fuck, I'm going to watch it. So I'm watching it bit by bit.
And exactly, it's been entertaining.
And I have teammates on there too. A teammate, yeah.
Who?
Austin Hubbard.
Okay.
Yeah, he trains that Elevation Fight team. I don't know. I think he fights this coming week. So if you guys are watching this coming week, tune in. I don't know what happens. I hope he won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always fun, especially when it has like a good coach. Because some of the middle seasons, it's like, okay, this is.
It's about like a good coach and a energy, like coach that is like fun to watch. It's like not just like if GSP was coach, it'd be he's GSP, but what is his personality like?
Right. He's not gonna cause.
Connor's over here like talking shit in a suit and
yeah. You'll do what I fuck what you're told.
I'm gonna ping ya. It's just like saying shit like that, and then Chandler's just taking it. I feel like he's more laid back. He's just like okay. He's like a dad vibe with like a kid talking shit. He's like yeah.
Who do you think would win between those two?
Oh man,
right?
Like, if Connor is original Connor, I'm gonna say original Connor before he started putting his mindset with different things, I think he beats Chandler most times than not. I think Chandler has a good wrestling base. He has all the tools to beat Connor, but I don't know, man. His last few fights, he hasn't been like fighting. I would say smart. He's been fighting for that paycheck. He's been fighting for that bonus. Which
Connor?
No.
Chandler.
Okay. Connor hasn't fought enough for me to talk about.
Yeah. Well, and
his last one is a loss.
Yeah. But he is also like partying a lot. I mean, I hear.
That's why it's like you never know. And it took him a while to get into the USADA testing pool. It's like, is he relying too much? I know he had to have used, like, look, so many guys use PEDs. Let's just be real, right?
Yeah.
And there's guys that are using PEDs that are in the UFC still that are just using the certain kinds that don't pop up on the testing pool, right, or whatever. Because like even up until recently, peptides weren't on USADA's testing list. So like things change constantly, and guys are always adapting. But for him to like feel that uncomfortable, he knew how much time he had to like. It really seemed like he didn't want to jump into the testing pool. It's like it's probably on more serious stuff, and when you're on more serious stuff, then it becomes your body relies on it more, and it's harder to get off of that and become your old self in a way. So we don't know. There's so much media behind it. He could be back to his old self, could not be. Really gonna find out come fight night. So if they fight. We don't even know what's going on with that.
I know, there's so much speculation.
He's saying I'm going to fight you at 85. Like, bro, you're that heavy right now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Or he's got to cut to 85. I was like, I'm not even cutting 85, and I'm bigger than Connor. Come on.
Right. So
it's funny.
What do you weigh then? Like, what do you walk around at?
Athletic Commission's not listening to this. I walk around a little heavy.
Okay.
I like to eat,
Yeah.
and I do a little bit of a weight cut, but it's gotten easier. I would say I walk around like 195 ish,
Okay.
around that.
All right.
Some days 196, some days 194.
Okay.
But yeah, I walk around pretty heavy, but I've gotten better at the weight cut. Pretty heavy, I would say, for 70. That's what, 25 pounds. But
Yeah.
you know, you cut it with different things. There's different ways to cut it. It could be, you know, you're bloated, or you know, different ways you hold water. You lose a little bit when you start do the protocol, and then you know, you lose about 15 pounds of water, I would say. 15,
Yeah.
20. Yeah.
We have like 2 minutes. What are you trying
I'm
to
sorry.
are you trying to get into I mean, like the contender or tough, or
So I would say my goal with fighting right now is, you know, I'm waiting for hopefully something short notice. I'm
Yeah.
staying ready. I'm prepared. Some of the best shape I've been in right now. But, you know, whatever happens, if it's getting to be a little bit and there's not a short notice opportunity that presents itself and I can get on contenders, I'll do that as well.
Mhm.
If neither opportunity comes, it'd be a little upsetting, but I'd still be ready to defend the title. You know, the job's not done yet. So I'm gonna copy some famous words there, because in reality, like, you know, regardless of what happens, I'm not done until I get that UFC contract and I'm able to fight in the UFC and dominate a bit. So I'm just gonna keep trying, keep improving, keep getting better. Hopefully a short notice call comes and I can get that, but if not, I'll be ready. And when my time comes, I'm gonna show why I deserve to be there and why it's been a freaking delay, man. I should have been there already.
yeah, it's a long time coming. We're gonna get some good energy and magic from this
From
pyramid.
the spins. I like it. Good energy, bro. Meditation.
Yeah, and visualize and all that shit.
And you did
helps.
start, you mentioned that too. So meditation, I did start, I would say, like, I kind of lay in my bed. If my dog's there, it's cool, but I lay in my bed where I know there's nothing I have to worry about, kind of close my eyes, almost like a sleep, like a trance. And I get myself, like, that's to me is meditation, I guess. I figured out where I get myself in a point of like, I feel like I'm fighting, my heart rate's going up, or I'm in a different spot wherever I'm at. I kind of like dream it up, but I'm still coherent. I feel like, is that meditation?
It's similar.
Okay.
If you're like in a trance state, it's about being in a trance state.
Yes.
So I don't think you can necessarily lay down and meditate. So
So that's a thing, really?
yeah, it's a little bit.
That's why I feel like I never truly understand like what I never understood like what meditation is, because everyone's got their own version, and everyone says you like whatever you consider meditation is really meditation.
Yeah, I mean, there's 1,000 different styles of meditation, but I would look into transcendental meditation. It's from the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi.
You gotta list the text me of all these things that that I didn't know about today during the podcast. I gotta get a message of them. I'm gonna look them up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get some more knowledge next time. Maybe I'll have a better idea of everything.
yeah, it's really powerful, and it's been really good for me personally. I've got off Ambien. I was on Ambien for sleep, and I'm off Ambien. I was having like some serious issues, just like with anxiety and maybe like depression, and it's really helped balance my energy and peace.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. Definitely, I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah.
I mean, meditation, from my version of meditation, has helped me already.
Yeah,
with fighting.
exactly.
I think I've improved. I started doing it maybe 5 years ago. First time I did it was on a massage table, where I was just like able to put myself in the spot, heart rate going, and since that point, I've used it to meditate for every single fight.
Perfect.
And I feel like I've improved dramatically from every fight. Just like constantly putting myself in that spot where I'm like in the cage, heart rate going,
Perfect.
and then down, and
Yeah.
up, and then down, and up, and just keep doing it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
makes
think
such a difference.
that's so powerful with like the visualizing and seeing yourself in those positions and seeing yourself with your hand raised, and that's how I feel like I created SHEATH, was through visualization. This was 10-15 years ago, and only now that I'm older and I've needed like corrective assistance through non-medical means or non-prescription, it's where like the meditation has been helpful. But when you're 31, which I believe I was 31 in Iraq when I had the idea
Oh damn, okay.
for SHEATH, so it's a
So you
pivotal.
weren't younger, you weren't younger when you served. You were a little older then.
I was a little older.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, I joined at 26 and I got out at
Nice. I didn't know
33.
that.
So
Yeah,
it was.
but that's a big thing, man. Visualization, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, I think a lot of people don't realize too. Like, if you don't visualize, then you sometimes don't feel like you belong when something is coming your way that's meant for you to embrace it, right? And a lot of times we'll guide, it's like guiding our ship into the iceberg. Like we don't even realize we're doing it, like subconsciously. And it's like visualization is such a huge part to make you feel like you belong in whatever you're chasing. So it's like, if you're having trouble with it, you know you're going to be there. If it's coming, you see it when it's coming and you embrace it. And while you're there, you are just able to fully like live in it, you know?
Yeah, it gives you direction.
Yeah.
And then you just follow that path that you set rather than, you know, what everybody else kind of,
Yeah.
or just being a victim of circumstance, you know.
Don't let anyone control your guide, your path, man. Just make sure that you believe in yourself, you're doing the right thing, and visualize that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Law of attraction. All right, people, we have to wrap it up. Would love to do this for longer. We'll do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We can go for like hours, I feel like.
I know. Yeah.
It's good talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. Bassil Hafez, the champion of the welterweight Fury FC. He's going to be champion of the UFC one of these days.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to be there to watch it happen. So thank you for joining us on this podcast. We'll be back soon. Until then, you know, live out your dreams. Peace.
Yeah. Thank you, Bobby.
Yes.
Thank you, Sheath. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Sheath, best underwear in the game. I'm
Thank
wearing them
you.
right now.
I know.
I love it. I don't just say I love Sheath because Bobby's here. Like if Bobby wasn't here, I'd still wear Sheath. And it's funny is I was talking to friends coming in. My buddy Hugo, he loves Sheath. He wears it. I was telling him like, yeah, I'm doing a podcast with Bobby Bank, the guy who runs Sheath. He's like, oh, dude, I'm wearing my Sheath right now. He does construction. He wears them every day. He loves them. Yeah.
That's so
Shout out to
cool.
Hugo.
And do you have a YouTube channel? Or
I
just,
do, but I don't really post on it.
Okay.
It just has some. If you just Google my name, Bassil Hafez, some fights will come up. A lot of the newer stuff is on UFC Fight Pass. Actually, they have a good list of a lot of my fights,
Nice.
except for the ones that weren't with the UFC Fight Pass banner, I guess.
Yeah.
But just look me up through that. Instagram as well, Bassil_Badre, Bassil Badre, if you're speaking Arabic. But Bassil_Badre, look me up, man. Follow me and follow my journey.
Yeah, it's fun. He's got good shit and he's very entertaining. You got quite a few followers too, so you're building an audience and
Got some good supporters, man. I support them too, and I'm just happy to be where I'm at right now.
yeah, you're killing it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Oh yeah.
We'll be back soon. Bye.
Oh man.